Hello, everybody out there in Facebook world. We are the Podguyz podcast, bringing it to you live as we do 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. I'm Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary here.
Of course, we have the illustrious Uday Toilet of the Big Board, Aro Picasso, the Dunmore Daredevil, the doer of deeds, the doer of don'ts, Les Marquet.
Sparky, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the ball to drop on that one, Tony. And Sparky, of course.
I mean, he has so many names. He does have so many names.
He's got more nicknames than Muhammad Ali, Apollo Creed, Joe Frazier, all combined. He's people rarely even know his real first name, which is perfectly fine by us. Tony, what do we got on deck there, my man?
OSCAR?
OSCAR?
Yeah.
No, that's my hot dog's name, I think. My bologna has a first name.
Yeah, my bologna has a first name.
That's like the weirdest thing. That's kind of subliminally telling people to name their wieners. You know, like, why are you having kids do this, guys? You know.
Speaking of naming your wieners, let's get a little bit of business out of the way. Go to merchbooth.com for all of your favorite Podguyz podcast material, swag, and needs.
And if you'd like to be tagged in the commercial, let me know right off the rip. I've been asking people in real life, not even on Facebook, if I can tag them in the commercial. And people have been more than happy to say, yes, you can tag me in the commercial. I'm working day and night on the damn thing. And I'm telling you right now, guys, it's hilarious. This is one of the funniest things we've ever done together, all three of us. And we're really about to show everybody. We're about to flexing the whole talent of the comedic talent all around for the Podguyz podcast commercial featuring merchbooth.com Podguyz podcast t-shirts and everything that the t-shirt, hoodies, tank tops, and long sleeve tees can do for you and your family and your loved ones. So watch out for the commercial. If I tag you and you don't want to be tagged, just don't threaten my life. You know, like I don't know what happened to this world. People get behind a keyboard and they're like, "Oh, fuck you up!" Like, dude, what's wrong? What the hell's wrong with you?
It's true. I also want to get a big shout out.
There you go.
Big shout out, of course, to E.L. Filkovsky and the crew over at the
Big Break.
The Big Break competition, signing up for season 4. Season 4. Big Break. Check it out. Sign up. Sign-ups will be on our page as well. They're looking for some great bands. If you guys know any bands from the Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey region, they're going tri-state. Getting this thing done. And also they're looking for sponsors as well. If you'd like to get your name out there, supporting local entertainment, please get out there and check it out.
Yeah, if you think your band is talented enough and really really deserves a big break and you're looking for your big break, hit up the Big Break competition, bigbreakcontest.com. I think I got that right. Are we good with the plugs, Tony? Are we good with the plugs? We got them all, right? Unless you want to also go for Cosmos cheesesteaks, because somebody kept commenting, "What is this crap?" You know. And
you know what? Let's shout it out. Cosmos cheesesteaks, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Best place to get your cheesesteaks and pizza and wings. And they have a whole bunch of stuff that they're adding to their menu. Really, really great stuff. Really delicious. Lots of parking. Prices are cheap. Go and check them out.
Yeah, and I'm just going to throw it out there, Tony, that normally the person that is commenting, "What the hell, shut it down," they're food connoisseurs, if I'm not 100% mistaken. I'm just guessing that they like food.
Very much the anticipatory
Yeah.
Well, I'll even throw it out the big word, the anticipatory actions.
Yeah. Hey, you're very highbrow. You're very highbrow today, man. You know.
No, I have some things to air off the ye old chest before maybe we get into the before we get into any stories.
I'm ready when you are there.
Okay. Sometimes every once in a while, it needs to autofocus. We work in a retail establishments, so most of us, we work with the people, very customer driven, customer based, one-on-one. I don't like it when people steal from our particular store. And I'm not saying that, there's people who do it sloppily, and then there's people who are highbrow in the stealing game. And it really irks me because
now, Tony, how will they feed their family?
How will they feed their Nobody knows. But we in particularly, somebody was in our store, and he brought his child along.
Oh, he brought, wow, he's teaching this
from the.
Wait, so you think that it was like a father-son? Maybe it was a take your kid to work today. Maybe it was a take your kid to work day, and his father's a scumbag, and he's like, this is kind of what I do. So, come on along, and I'll show you the business. Was it something like that, Tony? Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we're not going to reveal what area you work in or whatever.
No, God.
We all have. Listen. We work a lot. We do a lot of jobs and all that nice stuff. And I tell you what, I've worked restaurant industry for a little bit of time too, man. And I've gotten this one before where somebody comes up with a double cheeseburger, extra cheese, extra bacon, extra mayo, jalapeno slopping out the sides, one bite out of it, and the guy says, "How am I supposed to eat this?" Long pause enough, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He says, "I found this," and he shows me the smallest eyelash I've ever seen in my life. And he says, "I found this in my burger," and I had to, I'm pretty quick to react. I said, "Sir," I said, "that might be the only healthy thing that's in there. What's wrong with you?" He says, "I want to speak to your manager." I said, "Dude, I'm running the ship right now." I said, "You want me to make you another burger?" You're like, "It's not going to be any less healthy than that." I said, "Hair's not going to kill you." It's not, it never has. They said like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. We've lost the patient because an eyelash fell into the body." What are you, fucked up? Like people can be very annoying in the public, and it's just, it's always going to happen that way. See, you wonder exactly how we get these politicians in high places. We're going off popular vote. So these people are a reflection of the majority of those that go out still, believe that their vote counts, and believes that the people out there that have their best interest involved. And then when they continuously snowball effect get fucked over, dude, look who we had last time. We had a guy that was smelling children and another guy that probably wanted to fuck his daughter at one time. That was the top heap. Those were the two. And you know what the problem is? Both people from both parties were equally scumbags, okay? These were the equal opportunity versions of scumbags. And the worst part about it was each side of both tribal party wouldn't admit that their guy was more or less of a scumbag. You got this. Trump is kind of a scumbag, but at least he's not spelling children. It's like, yeah, I'll give you that. Cool. Like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, Biden ain't the best of the best that we can get, but he's all we got. What the fuck? Is he holding you hostage? How is this the best you got?
What does he have on you?
Man, and for somebody to go into a store and start trying to use their kid, and it's about growing society too, because you're teaching your kid the worst thing you can possibly do is and you're probably, the father might be justifying it by saying, oh, well, this store makes millions of dollars, or however they want to justify stealing to resell or whatever the hell they plan on doing. Or, like, we don't have any health care, we don't have this, we don't have that. We've already been disenfranchised as a whole society, or a whole bunch of people. We've been disenfranchised, so we deserve this and we deserve that. And that might be true. Okay, that might be true to some degree. But dude, there's always a restart, especially with kids, where you can restart that matter of thinking. Stop blaming everybody else for your problems. Pull yourself up if you can, and if you can't, you can at least try to convince the next generation that they're getting a fair shot too.
You're right. You're right.
Give it your best.
Who's a great dad?
Bill Cosby.
Go ahead.
Did you say Bill Cosby?
I mean, on TV, he wasn't bad. Go ahead, Tony. Who was a great dad?
I played one on TV. Kanye. Kanye is a great dad.
Kanye West loves his children.
Yeah.
He wanted to, and it's just watching Kanye West and Kim Kardashian is kind of like watching any other. Like, take away the money, and they're every divorced parents that you know. Like, one hates the other because the other one has the kids, and the other one's paying alimony or support in any which way possible. It's been a broken system. When it comes to broken homes, the system's even more broken because the only people that are agreeing on stuff are the greedy ass lawyers in between. But great father, what is new with Kanye? I know he's one of your favorite artists, actors, influencers, and just plain old philosophers, Tony.
You know what? He is one of my favorite provocateurs. Is the word I'm going to use for him, because we're on the highbrow road. We're on that highbrow road.
We are on there.
We're up here.
So what the hell's been new with Kanye West? Is he saying something a little difficult right now? I mean, normally
did.
I got my phone. It's going straight ahead.
He is accusing Jay-Z and Beyonce of being involved in human sacrifices.
Okay.
He's also accusing them of being cultists who practice black magic to level up their fame game in truly some next level insanity.
All right. So maybe, you see, I'm not dismissing anything that Kanye
I'm not dismissing it either.
because
he's a truthist.
Like, Kanye West literally said, I'm so powerful, I could start saying anti-Semitic things and Adidas won't fire me. And they did. And fun fact, Tony, Adidas was founded by Nazis.
They were.
So it's not like the Nazis it's not like the Nazi found corporation of Adidas weren't silently agreeing with what he was saying. They were just like, hey, when did we hire a black guy? So
how did he become so leftist?
Yeah, I mean, so for him to say that Jay-Z and Beyonce are practicing black magic, I mean, this would explain why Jay-Z doesn't age. He's practically the first and maybe only black vampire out there. And Beyonce, who knows if she's under some sort of spell by the vampire himself, Jay-Z. This is probably why he's had so many blueprints, but never a house built. Just referring to the album that
now,
he constantly
do you
names
think, Kevin,
the
that he is part of the Hollywood Illuminati?
You know, it's kind of weird because they do have that, what is it called? Grove, that they worship an owl on. It's, so,
Sure.
Sparky, what is that called? Pelican's Grove?
I think it's Pelican's Grove.
Grove, it's like,
it's like some kind of, it's a weird grove. Yeah, Pelican's Grove.
Yeah. So like it's a weird clique, okay, when it comes to billionaires and people having money. So if they invited somebody like Kanye West and they said, this guy's going to keep his mouth shut, he wants to be in with us forever, Oh, Bohemian Grove or something like that. It was the Alex Jones thing, remember? And that's a whole little mess. Shout out to Joe Armstrong for his portrayal of trying to get at these secret societies out there. And they're out there, but if they're secret societies, they're not really good at it because your secrets are out a lot of the time. So for Jay-Z to be involved with human sacrifices, I mean,
I don't know. Our buddy's gonna go missing with the mafia soon.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Loomis too. He's showing up late to mafia people's houses, I guess. But like, man, I don't know if that makes a difference. If Jay-Z and Beyonce they can win 1 million Grammys, and I still won't really worry about what they're doing. It just explains a little bit, though. It just explains why they're at where they're at. Jay-Z could probably have been shot by different rappers, but if he's into black magic, I mean, and he's a vampire, nothing's gonna kill him but a silver bullet. Oh, wait, no, that's a werewolf, right?
Sure.
Werewolves are
Big through the heart.
Is that the only celebrity is Kanye the only one that's saying anything crazy right now, or is anybody else?
He's the only one officially saying anything crazy about black magic cultists.
Man.
But there's been a long standing with actual Keanu Reeves, Tom Cruise, Beyonce, Jay-Z. There's quite a few people listed in like the things that'll never age.
Yeah.
But weird, like really weird.
It's kind of weird that, Kanye, he probably isn't he's probably not lying, because the guy he speaks in some truths, and then you're wondering where his ego is, and if he truly understands what he's saying, and if he just if his sentences didn't start from the end sometimes and then backtrack and then start from a different angle. I mean, I don't really call him mentally ill. I don't like to classify him as that. I just try to classify him as somewhat tough to follow sometimes. Is that's what we used to call it. Like, no one said like,
they're semi-delusional. Semi-delusional,
If somebody said like, well, okay, if a scientist starts talking about different dimensions and shit, we all say, ooh, well, how about that piece of paper over there said that he knows about that shit? But if some other person says, and he's homeless, says about different dimensions and shit, you're like, lock that motherfucker up and get him the hell out of my sight. So what I'm saying is that you can hear the same thing from two different people, but it's just about society's standards of who you accept the truth from in some degrees.
Sure.
And, it's tough. It's tough. Now, did Kanye West teach his children how to steal? He did not.
He did not.
Which makes him Father of the Year candidate. I said, if he ran against Joe Biden and Donald Trump, he would be the only person, well, at the time he wasn't divorced, he'd be the only person without a divorce going on.
Although I do hear he has a bagging job down at the Weiss Markets down the road. So
was he really?
Yeah, he's a hardworking man.
Yeah, that's good for him. Hey, did you hear? I want to kind of bring this up. That
wait, I want to get into Sparky's picture first.
Okay, yeah. Sparky, what do you got?
Ooh, Practice the Fire Spell from the Blue album. And I'm assuming that that is Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Oh,
it's dark magic, not black magic. Put me out, I need water.
We're mistaken. I guess Kanye West accused them of doing dark magic, not black magic. Because magic is either light or dark, not black.
Yeah, not white or black.
Our mistake there, Sparky. Thank you for the correction right there. And you could tell that for people that weren't watching are not able to see Sparky's picture, Kanye West there is dressed up in Tony's allegedly fake news garb of a green hedge costume.
He's a bush.
Screams, "Put me out! I need water!" And I'm guessing the red stuff around the green stuff is fire. Am I right on that one, Sparky? Big thumbs up from Sparky right correct. There. It's not a lot of moving parts on that one. figure out. But hey, we got it. We got it.
One of our favorite
Short,
people
simple,
that
and to
are
the
in the
point.
news is back in the news.
Who is that, Tony?
Our friend Madonna.
Madonna. Now, is it just now I know that she did just put out a new photo of her face on Instagram and said that the reason that her face was so big like that was because of surgical swelling.
Correct. Yeah. And apparently she said she never gets work done. Never.
Oh, you can have sinuses and people had to go on through the face that way. So
Yeah, of course.
You know, but then again, Michael Jackson used to scream about how he never had work done. This is how I look. You look like Skeletor. Started a funk group. I got it. Cool.
I love the fact that this.
For those of you that can't see
That
Tony's
is
face
the
right there,
thing.
he was doing a facelift. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm all about keeping people's natural beauty. There's nothing more exciting than and fearful and dreadful than watching your body change for better or for worse. And when it comes to aging, and Madonna, she's trying to keep an image. She still has produced so much great music throughout the times, and I mean, it's tough. It's got to be really tough.
Can we be honest with our audience, Kevin? Can we?
Yeah. Sure, yeah, I'm
we can be real, right? We could be real here at the Podguyz podcast.
Listen, her face right now is on the borderline of scary and holy fuck. Okay. I heard the doctor was so young. He kind of he said, "Well, this is it's kind of like a virgin." Yeah.
I think when you get to the point where you look like you could be a what the hell is the name of that scary movie with Pinhead? That was the
Hellraiser. Yeah. When you could be one of
when you feel like you could be one of the ghosts of Hellraiser,
one of his friends. Where they're always trying to find like the fucking heaven button on that thing. And dude, it probably doesn't have a heaven button at this time.
No.
I don't even like the people that were going after this. There's a lot of plot holes in Hellraiser. All right, cool costumes for the time period, but a lot of so I'm able to travel all the way to Japan. I have my own private jet. I have all these great things. And my biggest fucking thing is I want to buy something that might actually make me have a heaven button. Give me a fucking break, dude. You already have millions of dollars, sort of thing. But if the closer you look to Joan Rivers, right? In the face. If your Pokemon, if your evolution in your face is closer to Joan Rivers every time, it's gone too far. Kenny Rogers, hell, he was aging, and then he got the plastic surgery, and then he had nowhere else to go but die. He knew when to fold him because of that surgery. It wasn't even botched. That's how people look when you're
he had so much Botox in his head, like
that. Well,
was
no,
scary looking.
That's the thing, though. When you're in your 20s, you have different skin cells going on. When you're in your 30s, your skin is different. Your face is different. If you're in your 60s and you want to have skin like you were in your 20s, it's not going to look anything close to what you should be looking like. You're going to look like a fucking monster. And then, all your Hollywood friends are going to say, "Oh my God, such great surgery." And you're going to be walking around unable to fucking blink. Just, yeah, like with your face pulled back like you just went on a permanent roller coaster. What the?
But Madonna has officially said to all of her viewers, all of her watchers, all of her fans from across the world that no one will break her.
Oh. Well, osteoporosis hasn't kicked in yet.
Yeah, it probably has.
I mean, yeah, she's breakable.
And that the world is threatened by her power, intelligence, and beauty.
And Madonna said this, right?
Correct.
Sparky, do you have a picture of Madonna at that press conference saying something like that or no? I'm getting the one finger. So yes, he does have the picture. One in just 1 minute.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
So she feels that The world is threatened by her power, her intrigue, and there is something to be said about that. People are sometimes threatened by a powerful woman, right?
Correct.
People are sometimes threatened by a powerful man. People are threatened when others will wield their power in negative ways. All right. We've seen it throughout history. Genghis Khan, George W. Bush, what a scumbag, right? Just like Oprah Winfrey, and you get a car, and they're like, "Wait, I have to pay taxes on this?
No,
what did you do to me, Oprah?"
I've heard that Madonna and Oprah are part of the Illuminati as well.
Okay, I mean, I'm not going to doubt it, but what is their function in the Illuminati, though? What do they do? Like, I'm that's a serious question. Like, if there was like an Avengers version,
you get a Bugatti. You get a Bugatti.
Quick, we need somebody to give somebody else out a car and someone to sing like a virgin. Anybody?
Tom Cruise, can you do this? Well, yeah.
Tom Cruise has got range for days, man. That guy's got range.
Got range.
Yeah. Well, I did want to kind of get into just gonna switch it up real quick. So real quick, I'm just gonna touch on this. I know you got the gun thing right there, and yeah, that was it. Alec Baldwin charges dropped in Rust shooting, reduced prison time. Yeah, so it's a shooting case faces reduced prison time. Alec Baldwin was now facing significantly reduced prison time over the death of Rust Emmett, blah 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 blah. And they're just trying to lower the charges. I don't really know how they're gonna get involved with the whole idea, but he might be in some trouble over being handed a gun and then him using the gun. And it's just a very gray area. But on another subject line, I just wanted to briefly touch on that. Just as a quick update, Vince McMahon is seeking $9 billion, Tony. $9 billion right there.
$9 billion.
Which in wrestling terminology is about 9,000 Ted DiBiase's.
He is the $1 million man.
$1 million man, yeah, pretty going.
Yeah.
So stupid.
You are dumb on another level. I love it.
Yeah.
Speaking of dumb on another level, Sparky, what do you have for us, sir?
What is going on with Sparky's big board right there? Is he going to turn it around? Is he going to show anybody?
Can't wait for this.
Man, no, he's going to fiddle around with his fiddle. He does have a fiddle, everybody, for who's non-viewing. Do not look in her eyes. Too late. You turn them to stone, you evil Medusa. Hashtag free the snakes. It appears to be Madonna with green coming out of her head and green coming out below her legs, between her legs, below her legs. And it looks like there are 3 paparazzi, I'm guessing. Are they paparazzi or are they a part of a secret cult? I'm guessing it's me, you, and Tony, because I'll be holding the pyramid.
Maybe the Illuminati.
I'm holding the pyramid. Tony's got the hat, and Sparky gave himself a sword and a cell phone that now he knows how to use. Weird, right? So we could tell that's
you're all wrong.
I'm all wrong. Okay, Sparky, for once in Podguyz podcast history, explain your picture.
There's the 3 of us. You guys are carrying me into battle against the evil Medusa, aka Clash of the Titans. I'm using the big board as my shield to only look at a reflection.
It's not the phone, it's the big board.
Why would we think it's a piece of technology besides just a free whiteboard? Okay.
And I got the COVID bat as my weapon.
Yeah, but you didn't write COVID on the bat.
Well,
yeah, we could be a Louisville.
Now you have a non-COVID bat.
Yeah, it's a non-COVID bat. Yeah, I got the vaccine.
Oh yeah, well, I mean it's a myth anyway. So.
How the myth goes is gather around, kids.
But anyways,
gather around, children. I will tell you of the time that we had the COVID.
I'm rewriting that scene from Clash of the Titans, though.
So everybody stopped using heroin one day, but they had leftover needles that they needed to sell.
Yes, and
that's what it was really about, too.
And actually, hashtag free the snakes is actually an XFL reference. Also, it actually
hashtag free the snakes.
A lot of Greek mythology involved there, Sparky.
Well, actually, Free the Snakes came from the XFL because of in Washington D.C. they have a tradition where every time they drink a beer, they put the cup down, they put all the cups together, and they make a big beer snake.
Oh yeah, they do.
Well, what happened is security took the beer snake away from them, so the DC fans got mad and they threw lemons on the field. Then, and hashtag free the snake was actually very popular trending on Sunday.
It's true.
Yes, it is true. And you know what else was really trending? That Raquel Welch dead at 82. The very beautiful, illustrious, sexy Raquel Welch dead at 82. Even at the age of 82, dude, she looked like she was maxing out at her like mid 60s right there.
Oh,
very
easily.
Now, whoever her plastic surgeon is, you know, that's who you look at for Madonna.
That's who you sign up for. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Madonna, take notes.
Take notes on. Yeah. Hook up with Raquel Welch's guy. Oh wait, she didn't have a guy. She was just always good looking. It was God. Well, all right, Madonna, you heard it here first.
You've been
kill
blessed.
Yourself. Meet God. Get the face done. No.
Look,
You're a horrible person, Kevin. Horrible.
Look what Zeus did to Medusa, though. Just remember, you ask for God, you get that.
So I like to throw back a product every now and then of what we used to do back in the 90s and early 2000s. Just so everyone knows that the struggle was real. Tony, I had to post that meme on the Podguyz podcast Facebook fan page. Duracell batteries one day had addressed customers' complaints. Tony, their biggest complaint was, how do I know if my battery's dead? Now, normally, the product that you have the battery in stops working. It stops working. It doesn't work anymore. And your fucking batteries are dead. But Duracell said, no, we're going to put something on the side. You're going to press the side of it while pressing the middle button and see if the light charges up on the battery. Now, if you've ever actually had to do this, you fucking bust your finger so hard on both sides of the damn thing. You're just like, that, you know what?
Permanent indentions of
you'd have permanent indents on both of your fingers. That, you know, it would be a lot quicker if you put it in the product. And if it doesn't work, you can't say. Now, this was also during the time of universal remotes. So you don't know if you're not programming your universal remote correctly or the batteries are dead. So, or maybe both. Maybe you suck at programming the universal remote, because they couldn't have made it more difficult for universal remotes. They were just like, okay, find your TV brand. You got it? Now keep pressing the on button until it goes on completely, because holy shit, what were we doing? These kids have no struggle like that. You know what they do? If they need their remote control anymore, Tony, they download the remote on their phone. In the end, and their phone works as their remote control.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
So many things that you know could have just been skipped over with frustration. You know, the dad and mom throw batteries to the children, saying, "Put the good ones in the one area and put the bad ones in the garbage." Right.
Now, I know this was in our household, but even if you guys comment below, did you have a bag of batteries, just loose random batteries?
We did. Yeah.
We did.
You know what you had to do with the loose batteries every now and then? You would find them next to the butter. Because if you refrigerate the batteries, you might get that one extra burst out of them.
You might get a little extra charge out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it was almost mandatory that if your fire alarm went off one time when cooking, you beat the shit out of it until the batteries came out, and you never put batteries in that thing ever again. Now, comment down below if you've ever done that, where you know it goes off by mistake. All you have to do is press the button, but instead of pressing the button, you say to yourself, "Never again! I will never ever
Put
have to do
batteries in
that
that
shit
thing
again.
ever again. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if your house is on fire, you're going to know it because the price of home heating oil and gas and electric is so damn expensive that you keep your house on chill anyways. So if you feel comfortable, you're like, I feel like I'm not freezing at night. Guess what? Your house is on fire. Get the hell out of there. You didn't turn the heat up and you know it.
Do you feel better now?
I do. I feel a little bit better.
Well,
You got to get that off your chest every now and then, Tony. These useless products that we just had before time. Remember what product was last to go out that everybody still probably has in their house? And I know for a fact that you and Sparky both have this in your house. DVD rack holders. For DVDs, you hold them, you put them in the spot.
I don't
have it anymore. You've upgraded. No. You got rid of it.
I don't even think I've ever had one.
Or like a CD holder for music.
No.
Wow. Or
maybe
like
one for my car. Maybe one for my car.
Yeah, maybe. These things are obsolete now. They're gone.
Yeah. That's really gone.
You don't need CDs for anything anymore.
Everything's digital now. Digital downloads, digital, music, digital movies, digital everything.
Yeah, people are, speaking of digital everything, people are dropping Disney Plus. They're getting rid of it.
Oh, no. Why?
Well, it's just when you've watched everything that Disney has already taken a part of, right? Every Marvel movie, all the new series and stuff.
And I'm super glad you turned this road into Disneyville because I'm gonna turn it back up another route for you. But you could continue on.
You can turn it back up. So Disney Quarterly came out and they just found that their audience, more people that tried it out, some 30% of them liked it, 30% of them got bored with it, and then the rest just tried it for a month and canceled subscriptions. So that's not a good hold rate when it comes to subscription stuff. Netflix held their own, but Netflix is gaining more users because of the whole, hey, you're not allowed to share accounts anymore. And, Tony's going to stick with his don't steal thing because he's going to back up Netflix and say, guys, it's only $15. I get it. You know what? Stop it. What the fuck is... I've learned about this stuff, and it's just like, you're sharing accounts? Are you all that poor? You're sharing a cow? Are you serious? God almighty. Dude,
It's a thing.
God, I don't, I'm
going to take this up another road.
Take it up.
And I'm going to actually switch it up from Marvel to DC because now, and I don't know if you've known this or not, but James Gunn has officially taken over the movies for DC.
I saw that, yeah.
Direction. Okay.
Now, I'm not sure what it really means. What is James Gunn? James Gunn, correct?
Correct, James Gunn. He was the person that got fired from Marvel. Because he came out with some homophobic tweets once upon a time.
Okay, well, what movies is he? What movie is he famous for popping out there?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
he's done Suicide Squad.
Okay, all right.
He's done the newest. What the hell is that called? Peacemaker. For the DC universe. So
anything besides that kind of stuff? Did he have a career before comic books movies were a thing? Or is he that young?
He's kind of young. He's right around 50. So he's not young, but he's not older enough either. But he's done some stuff. So anywho's.
Oh, no, he's got some stupid movies out there. He's got Super, he's got Slither, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Holiday Special, movie 4-3. Okay, listen, this is fucking this. And they're letting this guy do what movie, Tony? Real quick. What movie?
They handed the whole DC universe over to him.
You gotta be fucking with me. I can tell you what the whole DC universe is gonna look like right off the rip. Okay. This is their whole movie right now, okay?
Yeah.
A little bit of dialogue, right? Wait. Flash.
Sparky, write this down.
very limited dialogue right off the rip. You cannot have a lot of dialogue with this guy. Because I'm looking at these movies and they're all the same movie. Okay?
Multiple characters, but we don't want the audience to think about the characters, so we're gonna Suicide Squad them to fuck in there. Fucking whole movie.
Mini trailers for everything. And when things get a little bit too boring, we're gonna have a mini montage of a familiar song, Guardians of the Galaxy. We're gonna Guardians in the Galaxy in it.
Yep.
So and that was not the first time that was ever used. That was kind of used in the movie Warm Bodies with the zombie thing. Okay, where they were just like, zombie, limited dialogue, and Patience by Guns N' Roses, and zombie, and another 90s alternative rock song. So what the new movies for DC are probably going to look like is a combination between Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy. And if you like that kind of stuff, you're treating your own ADHD with these movies, because they know how limited your attention actually is to any plot, storyline. Very small amount of attention. So there's not going to be any script at all. And Superman, I'm guessing they're going to be in charge of Superman. He's doing Batman too? Are they going to let him do a Batman movie? You got to be messing with me. So James Patterson Batman is basically going to be, instead of him being a vampire from Twilight, he's going to be basically zombie from Warm Bodies, only very emo-like for Batman. It's going to be the same fucking thing. Tony's agreeing with excitement. Yes, it's just good. Oh God, I'm puking already thinking about this bullshit, man. This is just garbage. James Gunn, you suck, man. You literally, you know what? James Gunn is a guy that likes money and doesn't like work. Okay, so and he's gonna take other people's earned creativity, like for music or whatever the hell. He's going to take their creativity, insert it into his movies, and he's even going to use pop culture references along the way, recent ones too, so that way everybody kind of feels involved. And for those who don't feel involved, don't worry, there's a character for you too, because there's going to be one person that says, who's that? I don't know who that is. And then they're going to say, ha, 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 it's blankety, 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 blank. Don't you know anything? And then they're going to say,
hold up the board,
your generation's all. I'm basically writing the fucking movie right now, Tony.
Marky, hold up the board for a sec.
Give me one second. I'm doing something.
I was going to say, this sounds oddly familiar, Kevin.
This does.
Because they're starting to wrap up part 2 of Joker 2.
God. Yeah.
With Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Now, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that Lady Gaga. Listen, it's okay. If you're doing Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix, that is the Wish version of Heath Ledger and fucking what's her face? Margot
Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Yes, yeah. It's the Wish version of them. You're not getting the best product. This is the B squad right now of DC Comics, and they're running the same script with an Oscar-winning actor like Joaquin Phoenix, and he didn't. I don't know. He didn't impress me with his interpretation of a prequel Joker. A prequel Joker was a gangster, and then he became a Joker. They were like completely different people to a degree. Not some guy who had, I'm mentally ill, and somehow a video when this is set in the 70s or maybe the 80s, it goes viral at an open mic at Dangerfields. I mean, shout out to Dangerfields when it was open, but now they closed down due to COVID 3 years ago. But still,
but now it's open up with something else, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, they're trying, man. They're giving it a shot. It's not gonna be a comedy club anymore, though.
Yeah.
But still, like the plot of the movie Joker, I didn't like it. You know what? You know what the Joker was? The Joker's perfect for James Gunn because it was limited dialogue. Okay, limited dialogue. A little bit of creepy intro, like the Suicide Squad, but nothing like in your face that much. And also, most importantly, when they ran out of script, that's life. That's life. Oh, insert a Frank Sinatra song. That's life, which played, count it, 4 times throughout the fucking movie. 4 times, Tony. 4 times.
Yeah.
What pissed me off the most when the movie was over, right? when the movie was over, it was playing during 15 minutes before the movie was over. It was playing into 5 minutes. 10 minutes later, with the credits rolling, we get to hear the same song. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you seriously that lazy at creating a movie? You didn't want to pick a different song to roll the credits to? You just figured, hey, roll it again, guys. Press repeat. Sorry, Sparky, you were going to write something?
I got this figured out.
Okay, Sparky's got it figured out, Tony. It's not that
I got actresses, songs, everything figured out already, and more or less it's all going to be the same person. And since James Gunn had the Infinity Stones, I decided to bring them over into the DC universe also. So
Interesting.
Okay.
Limited dialogue, multiple characters. GOG songs could use Madonna songs. Madonna as Harley Quinn with the Infinity Stones. Do you want to see Where I Hid Them? Do you want to see the Batman with the COVID bat?
Yep, a lot of wordplay involved there. It's definitely visually accepting. I did just look this up, Tony, that James Gunn wrote the 2002 Scooby-Doo movie. What a scumbag. Wow. How do you keep getting hired? He's got a cool name. I'm going to give him that one, all right? Got a very cool name, James Gunn.
Fantastic.
And he wrote Scooby-Doo 2 as well, because you needed a sequel from that one with CGI Scooby for some odd reason. It's typical for DC Warner Brothers at this point in their production to try to compete, to just try to stay relevant in competition. They're just trying to steal people from Marvel, and Marvel right now, Disney Marvel, they're not really striving anyways. They're kind of sinking very slowly to the point where, remember, we've had this conversation before during COVID before. People would rather stay home and watch movies that are either old and they're familiar with or new and straight to their streaming service, because there's no way you want to go out to see Ant-Man 2 in the metaverse. Tony, did you see the movie or no? Did you not see the movie? I know that you were on a podcast. I saw
we talked about it yesterday. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday, and of course, Ant-Man 3 in the multiverse,
Quantumania.
That movie is a solid 6.
Lazy writing.
Sure. That's not. You're saying above average there.
It was
5.5 to 6. It's not a bad visual movie when you have the visual aspects of a movie that looks fantastic, along with something that's familiar in the Marvel universe. It'll be better than average. So would it be in a 5.5 to 6? 6 probably. There's some really cool secondary characters that got introduced.
Hold on, Tony. I was going to say something to Kevin. Maybe I was going to get him to choke on his drink when I said this.
Go for it.
Time travel.
Yep, that's the thing. Ant-Man 3. Just by looking at the trailer alone, it just feels like Doctor Strange 2. Only now Paul Rudd is Ant-Man in it, and you just interchanged it that way, because Paul Rudd. We were talking about this, and for anybody that disagrees with mine and Tony's assessment, that you are 100% allowed to be wrong and disagree with us. Okay,
of course,
you could be wrong all day and disagree with us. We have no emotional investment into our criticism.
There is no emotional baggage.
No baggage here. Baggage.
No baggage.
So we're basically saying that Paul Rudd is the Jewish version of Ryan Reynolds.
Yes, 100%.
Shorter, just basically the Jewish version of Ryan Reynolds. He pulls more of a Jewish demographic than anything. And that's fine.
He's the type of non-practicing Jew that uses the word mashugana.
Mashugana. Yeah, and then he could smile and do the, he doesn't age, neither does Ryan Reynolds. These guys are very safe plug-in actors. You plug them in and they're ready to go with whatever script you give them. And Paul Rudd playing Ant-Man. It's like if you've read Ant-Man the comic book and you've watched any Paul Rudd movie, these aren't the same guys. You could. They had several variations of Spider-Man where you have the I like the Andrew Garfield version because he seems less nerdy, a little bit more in control, more charismatic.
He was very real. Very real.
Yeah. And like I'm not emotionally attached to Tobey Maguire. I like the first one and then it went slightly downhill and movies were made differently back then too. And Tobey Maguire, great actor, Insider House Rules. I never really bought him as far as an action star goes. Now you got Tom Holland as Spider-Man, but Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. Listen, you're fucking picking an insect and a man again. All right, come on, just pick somebody better. Tony, is there anybody in the Marvel universe that you can say, if you're the director, if you're the casting director, and they say, Tony, we don't care what or who he plays, that's your job, but you have to cast Paul Rudd as a superhero. Who would you pick? And I think that you have more knowledge than I do on Marvel superheroes that we haven't seen yet, rather than all the ones that we have seen yet. But that's just a question to you, Tony. Who would you pick Paul Rudd to play as a superhero?
Oh, geez. You would have to think of the weakest, dumbest superhero.
Sparky's got one. He's waving his hand. Sparky, hit it up there. Sparky, Paul Rudd, they say to you, he's got to play a superhero. And you know the question. You've heard it. Go for it.
Can he be CGI'd?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he can be CGI'd.
Howard the Duck.
Huh?
Ooh, okay. Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck was a fucking that was an obliteration of a movie. That's the opposite of a superhero. That's a duck. That's like having Bill Murray play Garfield. It's useless.
Tony explained to Kevin about Howard the Duck.
No,
I know about Howard the Duck.
Well,
it was George Lucas's prank on the world.
Yeah.
But Howard the Duck is actually a Marvel superhero. And
he's a Marvel entity that actually started the Marvel universe way back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and was the quintessential first Marvel movie of all time. Like mega blockbuster.
So how about a human? Sparky, do you get a human for him to play rather than a CGI duck for Paul Rudd to play? Remember, I also did stress hasn't been used yet.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I'm going to give you some time to think on it, Tony. You've had a little bit of time to think on it. Paul Rudd is going to play a Marvel character, but it can't be Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody's personality he reflects a little bit, because he's basically like Ryan Reynolds played Deadpool, right? And Ryan Reynolds played the Green Hornet, and Ryan Reynolds played whoever the fuck. It doesn't matter. He just plays anybody. Ryan Reynolds played
Green Hornet.
Ryan Reynolds played Pikachu, for the love of God.
He did.
Like, why? Why is Ryan Reynolds' voice coming out of fucking Pikachu?
Yeah,
didn't make any sense.
No.
I was thinking maybe, and this would probably be pretty good for him, because since Paul Rudd, we both agreed earlier, lacks range as an actor.
He does. Every single portrayal that he has ever done in a movie is the same exact character.
It's kind of the same character. It's very, he sticks, they found a wheelhouse for him and he stayed in that wheelhouse. Okay. He hasn't really ventured out from it. So what I would say,
squared him off officially and put him in the slot.
So what I would want him to play would be, and it's not Marvel, I think it's DC, is the Chameleon. So that way you've heard of the Chameleon, right?
Yeah, okay. He can fit in any character at any time. And
all you had to do is do a voiceover for Paul Rudd, and it's a cheat code too, because now he could play any character. He can get into situations. He can still have his Paul Ruddy kind of voice, and then say like, he could still basically be Ryan Reynolds, a shorter version of Ryan Reynolds. And you don't even have to really write much of a script around it, because the script can write itself. You can basically get two script writers from the TV show Friends and say, hey guys, you want to make 2 episodes of Friends and call it a movie? And we got Paul Rudd, and he gets to morph into any character on demand. That's his fucking thing. And they were like, oh man, we'll get this done by the afternoon. Cool. It practically writes itself.
There was a character in the X-Men universe called Morph.
Morph was actually a plug-in made-up character. He was made up specifically for the pilot series and then killed. Morph,
Easily.
Marvel got sued for that character because it was too close to the goddamn chameleon character that DC already had and owned. But yeah, and by the way, the only reason he existed was to kill off immediately. They're like, oh man, don't even worry about that, DC. He's fucking dead. They're like, oh yeah,
we don't even need a real character. We'll just kill him off soon.
yeah. And
now the character that I was thinking of him, because he was actually chosen as people's it was people's most attractive man of the year, right?
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm sure he was. Yeah.
Last year, I believe it was.
Sure, but you're
I was thinking of the Marvel character Angel, who just had wings, not Archangel, because Archangel was the quintessential of Apocalypse.
Angel becomes Archangel.
Yeah. So I'm figuring the most useless power, because he's like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna fly. Well, what can you do? I can't do anything. I could just fly away.
See, I mean, Archangel, he doesn't look like he would have much of a personality to him.
Yes.
And which just I mean, I couldn't say you could have him play Iceman at all. Nightcrawler's Mystique, I think they did Nightcrawler the right way in almost every movie.
I think so too. That was a pretty good Nightcrawler.
Yeah. He's French. He's just a really cool design of a character, right? Because he's got the tail going, he's got the cat-like face, he's French. Like there's a lot of depth to that character, and he teleports between space and time and shit. You know what really looks like a cool character when you're a kid, and then you realize that they forgot to write the rest of them? Gambit. It's like he's got a long stick.
No, he wasn't a cool character. He sucked, really.
I said when you're a kid. When you're a kid, you're like, you see this guy, he's got a stick and he's throwing cards, and they have kinetic energy in them, or like some kind of fire or something, right? Yeah. But then you're like, that's not fire. That's kinetic energy. And you're like, oh,
and he
cool.
Only used it for cards.
Yeah, only for cards.
Only for cards.
I got it.
He's a degenerate gambler that just
and he's got this weird, he's got this cool design with a weird hood thing, but then you're like, why does he wear that? Why would you?
What's up with this?
Why would you're a superhero and you're covering all the wrong spots, to be anonymous, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like they wrote the character and then they said, oh man, let's just fuck off on this guy the rest of the time.
Yeah, we'll just get rid of him. We'll go around him.
Sparky for the win on this one.
Let's go.
He's gonna play Doorman.
Doorman. That looks like Spider-Man.
That looks like Venom, and somebody ripped off Venom. Doorman. Well, let me see here. Doorman comic. Okay, because this is Sparky's area. This is your area. Doorman is Damar Davis. Okay, so right off the rip, does Paul Rudd look like a Damar?
Wait, you don't even know what he looks like because you don't see him.
Correct, but I've never met a Paul Rudd looking Damar in my life. Okay, never in my life.
Now this is the movie room. Anything could happen, Kevin.
Yeah.
This is but let's take another roll away from Michael B. Jordan. Cool, let's do that then. All right, that's fine. Let's just teleport.
No, he's gonna make Creed 16.
Do you actually think of Michael B. Jordan? They're gonna say, "Hey, we want to play a superhero. What do you want me to play? Doorman." Click.
I'm telling you right now, there is no such thing as an unsuccessful Michael Jordan. Okay.
That's true.
prove me wrong. You don't like grow up with that name and suck at anything, you know, like fucking, well, Michael Jordan actually got into acting, and I'm sure Michael B. Jordan could shoot a basketball too. I'm highly confident in the idea. So Doorman is mutant born with several innate abilities, including dark force teleportation. Doorman is a class 10 teleporter, so he's got a cape on.
That's the most highest rank.
And you know, here's the thing there, Sparky. They do have a picture of Doorman's face, Damar, and he looks everything of what I was saying he might look like. He does not look like a Paul Rudd type, but you basically want Paul Rudd to do teleportation, so you basically want him to do the damn thing anyways, right? With Ant-Man. You want him to be Ant-Man 3, teleport through time kind of guy.
With such an obscure character, it doesn't matter as far as race or color. You know, it could be any denomination as well.
Absolutely.
Multiverse.
Yeah, just dropped a multiverse bomb. I mean, you know, it's
Anyways,
I can't. As long as Paul Rudd does not play Batman, and I said the same thing about Ben Affleck before. I said as long as Ben Affleck doesn't play Batman, I could sleep fine at night.
And those guys watched the Podguyz podcast, and they said, "Hey, that sounds like a pretty good idea." Ben Affleck, Batman, right?
Ben Affleck
ideas.
Listen, you know what they got now with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon playing the creation between Sonny Vaccaro. Now Matt Damon's playing Sonny Vaccaro. So Matt Damon, full of fucking hair, is playing a balding Italian guy with Youngstown, Ohio, and Pittsburgh. Fucking this 5'7" balding Italian guy. Never in my life have I said, "Oh shit, bald Italian guy."
Wow, he looks like.
What the fuck are you doing?
He's Batman.
Dude, they're not even trying. And then Phil Knight, Ben Affleck looks nothing like Phil Knight.
No.
Dude, he didn't even grow a beard for the fucking role. Didn't even care to grow a beard. Jesus. That's like me casting Mark Henry from the WWF to play Michael Jordan just because fuck it. Doesn't matter. You know.
Any guy can do it.
Yeah, because you're gonna watch it, you know, like
He's got some lift. Like, what is it, like 2 inches? But he's got lift. If they lower the rim down for him, he just gotta.
Let's wrap this shindig up.
We're wrapping.
I heard they're gonna get the guy from the 76ers to play Michael Jordan.
Matt McClung.
In the biography movie, since he won the slam dunk competition.
McClung.
Matt McClung.
So Matt McClung is a specialty dunker. He won the dunk competition, but he was signed. Stipulation was you have to be a part of an NBA team. He was signed to a 2-way contract the day before the dunk competition by the Philadelphia 76ers, so that way he could be in the dunk competition. And it was just so lined up, fixed for him because no actual athlete wants to do the dunk competition because of the stress it puts on your knees, the danger, the risk it puts to your whole entire career. I say get rid of the goddamn thing. Just be done with it. It's not done on any actual rating scale that you can measure from anybody, creativity and all that crap. You can't really, it's tough to rate things to begin with and to set certain bars. Remember we had the Gus Savage bar. It's tough enough to do that. Just give me a 3-point competition. You know, I want them to not just have a 3-point competition. I want them to take it a step further back and see who can make the real long 3-pointers on a consistent basis. That would be cool.
Competition for Steph Curry now.
Targeted areas.
Well, yeah,
all over the court.
Yeah, some kind of skills. Yeah, but some kind of like skill like that where I get to watch these guys shoot from a freakish distance. And how much I don't want them to get hurt, and you're not going to get hurt if you're just doing 3-point shots like that. Sure, your cup might get a little, sore by the end of it and that, but I don't. Matt McClung was just put in there, and God bless the kid. You know, he did a good job. Whatever. He looks there. There's some memes going out there right now, and I'm sure you saw one of these memes here. This is my favorite after the Matt McClung things. Matt McClung after winning the slam dunk competition. Matt McClung after winning the slam dunk competition right there.
Oh, from one of my favorite movies, Road Trip.
That is what it looks like after you win the slam dunk competition and you are Mac McClung.
McClung.
McClung. Yeah.
McClung.
McClung. Yeah, man. It's just listen, nobody wants to do it. That's why this kid this kid won it. Whatever. It's nothing.
No, good for him, man. You know what, Nate? He's actually donating the slam dunk trophy back to his high school, so they can put it in the treasure case over there.
And that's symbolically nice. It's a good thing to do.
Beautiful.
He made $100,000 doing that. His whole career total he's made $100,000. The biggest problem with these all-star games is LeBron James hurt his hand in the goddamn game.
Oh,
right?
no.
Yeah, you can't, he hurt his hand in the game. So it's just like, if you're just doing this for exhibition's sake and now you got real injuries affecting the real season, non-exhibition.
Fall yourself out and then
just get
or just do what Giannis did. Everybody's yelling at the bookies. They want their money
on the
back.
sideline. Just hang out.
No,
I'd rather them add one extra game to the schedule and get rid of all-star weekend.
Giannis played a grand total of 20 seconds. So all the bettors are going after the bookies saying we want a refund.
And while they're at it, instead of going 7-game series, just go 5-game series. 2 here, and then 1. 2 here. Don't be fucking doing this 4-3 crap. That's a whole new season. These guys are getting killed. Wrap it up.
Yeah. Let's wrap it. Wrap it up.
We'll do it live.
Sparky, if you were going to find us, where would you find us, sir?
You can find us on every single major streaming platform, including iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, Deezer, Castbox, Pocket Cast, GeoReel, Facebook Live Video, Google,
Facebook Live every Monday.
Every Monday.
We have some great interviews lined up for the next couple weeks. I'm also going to send out another lovely set of packages for to try to get more guests and stuff like that. If I did not get you previously, I will get you in this round. And
so who do we have lined up for over these next couple of weeks?
I can't say I had some big ones. I told Kevin, but I can't quite air yet because it may carry on into a little while. So
after the show goes off the air, we'll chit chat.
Yeah.
So Kevin, when's the commercial going to premiere?
Right now we're just dusting up a couple loose ends. Honestly, it should be, I'd say, in the next 2 to 3 days.
Next 2 to 3 days. Oh my goodness.
Because the Sparky, I got it's all. I don't want to give away too much for anyone that's watching currently right now, right?
Anyways, we need to end the show.
Then we're ending it.
Check out our commercial premiering next week before the Podguyz podcast.
Or later on this week, it depends.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary here.
Of course, the ever-loving Picasso, the 20 million voices of the big board.
The screaming souls from hell. The deranged lunatic from your basement. The man that watches you when you sleep.
The portrait of Poissoise. Les Sparky. Guys, we're the Podguyz podcast. Tune in every week, every Monday. Like clockwork, we are always here. Make sure you like, share below. Make sure you check out all of our social media sites. Blah, 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 blah. Like, share. Have a great night. Bye, everyone.